It's that time again. Let's have a chat.
So today we are blessed with the presence of the Flat Rate Master. Thank you for coming onto the show, and it's great having chats with all kinds of people here in this community, and well, I just appreciate you coming by.
It's great to be here.
So today we are talking about a controversial topic at the moment, and that's millennials in the workforce. That millennials being the newest generation to hit the trades, hit any sort of workforce, and basically, well, our opinions on how they are, and well, other people's opinions, because I mean, everyone's got an opinion at the moment on millennials and how they are. Now, Michael, you told me earlier that you have a shop with actually a lot of millennials.
Yes. Everybody else in the technician end of it is a millennial.
So you're kind of the old guy at the shop, or?
Yeah. Yeah, there's lots of old jokes about me.
Now, when I was first getting into working in the trades, you know, there was the old timers, and you know, they when they saw me come into the workforce, they had all kinds of opinions on my generation, saying, you know, you guys are so lazy, you do this wrong, and you're doing this wrong, and where's your ethic, and all this. Is this just kind of a reflection of how it was for my generation, or even your generation when you were first getting in?
Oh, this has been going on forever. Every generation is, you know, better than the generation that comes after them. I mean, it's, you know, the old guys were like, you're, you know, this electronic stuff is stupid. It's not going to last. And, you know, it's the way of the world. But yeah, I work with a lot of millennials, and they do fine, but I've heard tons of horror stories.
Now, I'm actually not a millennial by some people's standards, but a millennial by others. Right, so I was born in '82, so for some people that puts me in the millennial category, and other people say that I'm Gen Y. It's like a separate group altogether. Now, I can relate with a lot of millennials like that I work with. And you know, YouTube's full of millennials, and I watch a lot of millennials on the frequent. But I'd like to get your opinion, because you're the next generation from me. So you saw when I was first getting started, I saw people who were just like above you, but you saw another generation above that. Yeah. So how would you compare? How would you compare like the millennials of today to the old timers?
The old timers worked their butts off. I mean, just completely worked until they were, you know, crippled. You know, back in the day, I mean, you dealt with asbestos on a daily basis. You washed your hands in the parts washer, and you know, you'd see the old guy crumped over, you know, working on the car, you know, 60 years old and beat to heck, and you know, still working every day, and usually showing you up.
Well, and never a complaint out of them. That's like that was always my opinion.
The only complaints were about, you know, the young kids.
Get that guy out of my box.
Yeah. Get on the tool truck. Now,
one thing I've noticed about the millennial generation is they can't take the hard jokes. You know, like getting into the trades, if you're a greenhorn, you're gonna get just torn to shreds. And you gotta like kind of expect it, right?
There's a hazing for new guys.
Oh, and it never ends. I don't think it ever ends. You just kind of get to a point where either you're better at it than everybody else and they leave you alone, or you're the grumpy guy and you don't talk to anybody.
Yeah, you know, a lot of shops have that grumpy guy.
But I kind of think like a lot of the millennials, they're coming out of, and I don't want to use this term, but there's a lack of a better term, but like the special snowflake generation, right? Where you can't make fun of them. You say something and they take it to heart, and it's a big deal. I mean, you know, the whole time, like my first year ever working in the trades, like I had a lump in my throat this big, just from like all the feels. But you just swallow it and you get back to work, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, you know, I was talking about it the other day because Scanner Danner put up a video where he got shocked by a coil. He was testing, and back in the day, a rite of passage was an old timer getting you to hold that jumper wire hooked to an HEI distributor.
Yeah. It's not safe for work anymore.
No,
those days are long gone.
That was, you know, that was a rite of passage. You know, you know, now, I mean, you do that kind of stuff. I mean, they're running to the lawyer to sue everybody under the sun, kind of.
Yeah, where do you think that comes from? Is that just like a generational thing from the schooling, or TV? My theory is soccer moms. Soccer moms.
Everybody gets a trophy. You know,
the celebration of mediocrity. You mean?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, you know, you go to these you know, sporting events and there's no winner.
Everyone's a participant. Yeah.
You know, the problem is everything's a win or loss in life. You know, in this business, you're going to win on a ticket and you're going to lose on a ticket.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, we had Andrew has lost his butt this week on a head job. I mean, it's Thursday and he's been working on it since Monday.
Yeah. Yeah, but they happen. It doesn't mean you're not good at your job.
No, I mean it's, you know, he got it back together. The customer declined the water pump. It started leaking. He got it back together again. Timing was off. It was setting cam codes, and unfortunately, you know, he set it's a 1.8 Volkswagen, and he set the cam tensioners, the cams wrong, not in phase.
Right.
That was the whole problem. So he screwed around with that for a while, getting that figured out. But you know, you lose in life, and if you're not trained from a young age that you're going to win and you're going to lose, and you have to win graciously and you have to win graciously. Well, they're not, you know, taught that. They're taught everybody wins.
So you're saying that, you know, they take it a lot harder when they do lose.
Yeah.
Now, it's funny because when I was growing up, I was almost at the tail end of this, right? So the first half of my going to school, they taught us all this stuff about, you know, you don't always win. You gotta be a good sport and take losing graciously. And I think it was like in my later high school years, I started adopting this, you know, no, everybody has an opportunity and all this stuff to win. And it isn't reality when you actually get out into the workforce. Like there are times where you're just gonna, you try your hardest and I can't say anything worse, or I can't say anything better than you just fall flat on your ass.
Yeah. No, it happens.
But it's how you take it, right? It's you go, okay, well, I'll win on the next one, or I'll try better, or, you know, just keep your head up, grab your boots by the straps, and let's go, right?
You know, the old adage, when you get knocked off the horse, you got to get back on it.
Yeah, that's exactly it. So, like, in my opinion, I think that because of where the millennials are coming from, this is a hard lesson to learn because they're learning it so late in life. Yeah. And I think they really just need that good old, you know, kick in the to get going, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So, but these are probably the more tech savvy generation. Like this is the more tech savvy generation. So these guys coming into the workforce, they're coming offering something that's actually very valuable to automotive repair as it is today.
Oh yeah, because I mean, now you're talking about diagnosing CAN networks and, you know, computers. I mean, most of what I do during the day is, you know, diagnostic work. Well, you know, my son who's 11, you know, on a tablet all the time watching YouTube, he's going to know all that stuff that, you know, my generation had to learn the hard way.
Yeah, it just comes naturally to them.
Yeah.
So okay, we're gonna have to end it at this. This might be running a bit long, but if there was some takeaway that you could give, Michael, to the millennial generation, as you know, the current older generation, matured generation in the field, what would the maybe one statement that you could tell them, just sum everything up?
Read your service information. Listen to the old guy in the shop, because despite him being the old guy and reminding you of your dad, he probably knows a lot more than you do.
Yeah, and probably a lot like your dad. He's actually got your interest, you know, in mind.
Yeah.
Your best interest
exactly.
in mind. So, okay, thank you, Michael, for coming in today, and we'll be chatting with you actually pretty soon. So if you guys like what you're seeing, hit that subscribe button. If you're feeling generous, hit that like button. And if you want to be part of the conversation, leave a comment down below. Otherwise, we'll see you in the next one.